Hey YouTube, hope you're doing good. Making a video after a very long time. So I have not been able to maintain the tank much. As you can see that there is a bit of algae that has come up on the walls, and my alligators have been pretty lazy, so that's been it. So finally decided that today's the day. I just took the scissors and chopped up all the jungle well that had taken over the tank nearly. As you can see here, it's come up onto the front as well, and there's a small space that it has spared, which it has not affected much. So the tank has been doing, I mean, the fishes have been doing good though, although I wasn't maintaining it much, but the fishes have been quite healthy. As you can see, the tetras are there, and I had put some feeder zebras in as well, which have also grown a bit, and it looks pretty busy here. They say that the fun part is these cichlids. When they say that you cannot keep them in a community tank, they try to take over the tank. It's pretty. They're pretty territorial beings, but I have kept them here, and they do turn up the substrate a bit, but that's about it. I mean, they don't affect the tank much, and they're pretty nice guys. I mean, fun to look at. I mean, just see the expressions that they give. So I find them pretty nice. If you ask me to name each of them, I'm not sure about the species. Cichlids in general. I mean, as you can see there's this guy, the blue one. He's one of them, and these are some kind of bluish, blackish cichlids that I have, and I have a couple of these whites that you're seeing there, swimming there, white with a red eye. Yeah, there you go. You can see both of them. They look nice. They look neat. Tetras, I haven't added any. So the few old ones they passed away, and yeah, this is what I've left with. So it's more of a zebra tank rather than a tetra tank now, and yeah, that's doing good. So there is some update though. I have actually got so I'm in the process of getting this tank up and YouTube worthy very soon. So what I've done is I've got some new neons, which I got for a very throwaway price. I mean, they've just given a neon for what, a dozen neons for 300 rupees. So 300 rupees would work out in terms of dollar as what, $5 for 12 neons. That's what I've got it for. And I've also bought some guppies. So that I got for about 240 rupees, which is less than $5. So I've done that. And then there is another new fish. It's an alligator, but this is the first time I've got one. They're called Borneo alligator. That's where they come from, Southeast Asia, and they look like a stingray. So those fishes have not made to this tank yet. I had an old tank which I'm using as a holding tank or a grow out tank, because you can see that there are pretty large fishes here, and the angels and the cichlids they might decide to make a snack of the tetras if I were to put those small fry tetras into this tank. So I'm using the other tank as a grow out tank. That's where my zebras, the feeder zebras, actually grew. As you can see, they're pretty big now. Pretty neat. Let me show you from a different angle. This tank looks much better from a different angle. From the side angle. Let's just have a look here. This is how it looks. This is the side view of my tank. And of course, this tank is without CO2. It's only the dissolved CO2 that comes out when the fishes breathe. So it's just using that CO2, and plants are doing well, not that great, but yeah, they're surviving, not dead or anything. You can see that the colors are there. As you can see, it's pretty colorful, as it should. Jungle Well is something that I would recommend if you don't have CO2 and you want to fill out your tank spaces. It does pretty well without CO2. It can manage, and so does the Amazon swords. So as you can see, the sword has just taken over that section of the tank. Right, so that's about the big tank that I have. So the next portion, I'm going to stop the video here and take you to my other room where I have the grow out tank. That's what I'm calling it now, the grow out tank, and I'll show you the stock that I've got there. Alright, so this is my grow out tank. Nothing fancy about it, but this is the stock that I've got today. These are the neons that I got by the dozen and the guppies that I got by the dozen. Probably I'll move the neons to the bigger tank once they grow out a bit, and some of the guppies, not all. These are all males, so I bought a few male guppies and I'll get a few females, so maybe I'll make some breeding pairs, a few females and a male, and let them be in this tank and see how that goes. So when I was a kid, I mean, the guppies used to breed like anything in my community tank that I had, so I think it's easy to breed guppies, so I tried that, but not in the big tank now, because there are lots of predatory fish that's going to eat up the fry. So I don't want to give them some live feed of guppy fry. That's not going to happen. So these are the two fishes that I got. Now the surprise guy, he is very shy. Okay, he is from Southeast Asia, lives a solitary life, needs a lot of water flow. That's why you see that oxygen, that air bubble going on at full speed. Guppies don't need that, neither do the tetras. They like the flow as is. But let's go down, and here's the guy. So let me get the camera close up. People call them the butterfly suckerfish. Some call them the stingray, because I'm not able to show you the top. They look like a stingray from the top. Let me see if I can move this guy. Hey, move. Move. Doesn't want to move. 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 He won't budge. Okay, but very efficient algae eater. This is a very efficient algae eater. I've left some algae in the tank. As you can see, I've cleaned the tank, but not completely, because if you're trying to get this kind of algae eater, it needs to go into an established tank. It needs a lot of food and lots of algae. Mostly the brown one. I don't have the brown one. I have the green one. But yeah, I just left it. So, and let's see how it does. If it doesn't do good, doesn't do well, I'll have to buy some of the algae wafers that you get in the market. So I'd get those for the guys. And yeah, this is my grow tank. This is where I kept the zebras for about a month and a half. So it acts as like quarantine as well as a grow out tank. So that's a nice thing to do. I don't leave fishes directly into my tank anymore. That's too much of a risk to take. There's so many people on YouTube who've told me that it's the worst thing that you can do, so stop doing that. Right, so once these guys grow up, in a month and a half, maybe I'll make another video and show you how it worked, how they looked, how they're doing the bigger tank, and how my tank did after the haircut it got. So yeah, that's it. So I'll sign off. Have a good fish keeping life and enjoy your hobby. Thank you for watching.